What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, if you guys do remember, we did get a brand new build, which was my cousin's, and for today we're going to be installing some brand new shocks, which are going to be from Rough Country. They're going to be their brand new M1 line. Cool thing about today's video is I haven't seen any videos on these specific ones, and I haven't really seen any testing on them. So we're going to be the first to show you guys how to install these, and then of course down the road we'll go ahead and do a review video. So if you guys are interested in today's video, please make sure to stay tuned. Let's get into it. You guys, so like we were saying, these brand new Rough Country shocks that we're going to be installing in the front on the Tacoma, these are going to level out the truck. So what we're going to do for you guys is we're going to be measuring out the before, and then after we show you guys the installation, we'll go ahead and show you guys after with the part installed. So right now Alex is going to go ahead and see. We're going to give you guys two measurements. We're going to measure first from the bottom to the fender, and then we're going to go from the center cap to the fender. So let's go ahead and see what he has.
Right now we have a 34 inches and 3/4 from the bottom to the bottom of the flare.
Heck yeah. And what about from the center cap?
The center cap to the top, we have like a 20 inches and 3/8.
Heck yeah. So let's see what this 2-inch lift gives us. So we're doing this at home, so I'm going to try to film this as best as possible. Just in case you guys cannot follow this video, check out the description box below, because I've also done a video on my truck, so you guys can follow that one. That one has a little bit better lighting, so if you guys can't follow it, go check that video out. Let's get back to this one. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is you're going to notice right here at the bottom, there's going to be a size 19mm bolt. That's what we're going to go ahead and start off with. We're going to break it loose, and then we should be able to remove it. That's a strong gun. Another thing to notice, that is of course the factory tier, the off-road 4x4 shock. Once we put the brand new one in, we're going to show you guys side by side. That one's a lot skinnier than the new one we're throwing in, and it looks way better as well. So you guys will see.
Also, you're gonna be able, you have to remove this bolt and this one on the other side, in size 19 as well, to be able to drop the lower control arm and be able to pull out your shock.
Yeah, and to make things easier, it's going to be necessary, I would think so, because of the tension. You're also going to need to loosen up the cam bolts. Those you don't need to remove, but there's going to be a bolt there and then a bolt on the opposite side, which I'll show you guys right now. But you're going to want to loosen those just to make this a little bit easier for you. Alright, so up next we're going to be loosening up this bolt that's right here, which is the cam bolt. And then there's going to be another one that's right here, which is the nut. Those are going to be a size 22 socket. To go ahead and loosen that, make sure you don't remove them. The reason we're loosening it is just to make this arm drop a little bit easier. Once we loosen them, then we can take this bolt out all the way. We'll go ahead and hit it from this side, and then from there that will drop, and then we'll move on to the top and we could install our brand new shock. Now that we loosened up that cam nut right there, now we need to loosen up this side. So you can do two things. You can either try to see if you can loosen it from that side like we tried. It's too tight, so what we're going to end up doing to make it a little bit easier on ourselves, it's a little more work but it's easier, we're going to end up dropping the factory skid plate. Super simple. It's just 4 bolts underneath. They're going to be a size 12 right there, and then one right there. We already took those off, and then there's going to be one there and one right back there. So it's going to be that easy, and it's just hooked in right here up front. You guys will see there's a hook here and a hook there. But take those nuts off and that'll release the skid plate. This will make your life easier. You don't have to do it, but this is just what we're gonna do. Alright, and as you can tell, it's hooked in, so it's not gonna release and fall on your head. It's hooked in up front. So there it is, super. Now we have full access to this bolt here, which we can loosen now freely. And just like that, you guys, like we told you, you don't need to remove them, just loosen it up. Now that we have the lower control arm kind of loosened up next we're going to be removing that bolt that's right through there. All you get is a mallet, and do that. That's literally it. We're gonna go ahead and remove the jack really quick so we have access to lower the control arm, and then we can move on to the top of the shock, remove those bolts, and that shock will come out. It's that simple to do this, you guys. All right, so now we're gonna bring it down slowly. Go ahead and remove it, Alex. There it is. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and move on to the top of the shock so we can remove 3 more bolts, and then we're basically done. Right up top right here on top of the shock, it's gonna be one nut right here, one nut there, and there's gonna be one nut back here that you're not gonna be able to see, but those are gonna be a size 14. Once you take those out, that whole shock should come out freely. Once you get that last nut out, the shock should come down. So now you just kind of play with it to bring it in through the bottom half. But it should be pretty fairly easy, just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and sit them side by side to show you guys the difference. Now that we have them side by side, I'm sure you can guess which one is the factory one and which one's the brand new one that we're gonna be upgrading to. So this one here is of course the factory one. That one there is gonna be the brand new one from Rough Country, the M1 monotube. So one thing you guys can tell right away is the brand new one is longer. So of course that's the factory. This is gonna be the 2-inch adjustable one. Cool thing about these is, like I said, they are adjustable, so you can either put it at ride height just to give you guys a better ride overall, or you guys can go ahead and lift it up a little bit, which is what we have here, so that way it could give us a 2-inch lift and we could fit some bigger tires. So another thing that you can notice here is it's going to be a lot bigger in diameter. Right here and right here, the rods there, these bad boys here are going to be a lot thicker, along with this here. This looks like a little toy, and this actually looks pretty beefy. Another thing too is going to be the spring. I'm not sure on the spring rate, I'll be honest with you guys, but it just looks better and thicker overall. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys in there, drop the truck, and see how it looks. Like I said, and now we're going to be installing the brand new one. So what you're going to do here is you're basically going to do the same exact steps that you just did, but the opposite way. Super simple, nothing hard about that. Let's do it. So we're going to go ahead and kind of fish it through to the front right here and try to get it in. Just like that. Once it's in at the top, you're going to want to get those studs aligned with the holes up top, so that way you can go ahead and put the nuts through. So if it doesn't fit in one way, you just kind of move it around until it does. And there it is. As you guys can tell, it got locked in. There's the studs. And cool thing about Rough Country is they also provide you guys with brand new nuts to go ahead and put up top. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten those down by hand first, and then we'll go ahead and torque them down right after. So now that we torqued down the 1, 2, and 3 nuts to spec, now we're gonna go ahead and move back down and start tightening everything back here to spec as well. Like I said, all you're doing is repeating the process backwards. So let's get to it. All right, you guys, so now we finished installing the front suspension on the Tacoma. It looks freaking awesome. We threw on the tires and the rims. Shout out to Summit Off-Road for that. But let's go ahead and show you guys really quick, and you guys are gonna see it looks awesome. So noticing here, it is now the 2-inch lift. We put the 33-inch tires with the Summit Off-Road wheels. Looks freaking awesome. It's a big difference. Let's give you guys the measurements.
Okay guys, now we're gonna measure from all the way from the bottom. It's at 37 and 1/8. Keep in mind guys, I already throw 33-inch tires in the rim, so it's gonna be a little higher than stock wheels and tires. Now from the center, which is gonna be like around there, they say about 22 inches from the center of the wheel to the bottom of the fender.
Heck yeah. And I believe the center of the wheel, that measurement will probably be a little more accurate, since that's where this factory ones also sit as well. So now that you guys see it, as you can tell, looks freaking awesome. If you guys do want to go ahead and buy them, make sure to check out the description box below. We've linked it there. So how is it?
It feels way better than stock, right? Smoother. And I already took it off-roading a couple times. You're gonna see some videos about it. We already took it to test the lift. Feels really good off-roading too.
Heck yeah. So if you guys did like today's video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hell yeah. Go check them out on Instagram.
All right.
JesseRizo is here for you. It's here for you. Like I said, it's super simple. Please feel free to subscribe.